maybe one of these days I'll actually do it for AEW too, but until that point, after seeing the videos that I saw, I had to give my thoughts on what has happened thus far on Monday Night Raw with the Bloodline. Because not only did we see Sami Zayn step up and take Jimmy's spot against the Judgment Day, but we saw the trial of Sami Zayn, and Sami was found innocent, but he is still on thin ice with the Tribal Chief and the Bloodline, specifically Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman. But if you haven't seen it, I suggest you watch it. I suggest you watch the trial of Sami Zayn because it is adding another layer to what has been the most intriguing part of television in WWE for the last, probably better part of the last decade almost. Because you see in the videos that they show and the clips that they show how long Sami has been with the Bloodline. And the fact that an unexpected person, because I don't know if I want to spoil it or not, but let me just say that when I expected a certain person to appear, he didn't. But after tonight, I have a question to ask. Did we see the Bloodline poke holes in the Bloodline? Meaning, is it Sami Zayn poking holes in the Bloodline, or is it Jimmy and Jey poking holes in the Bloodline, where WWE sees the potential of the Usos, and not just the potential of Sami Zayn, and will look to turn both the Usos and Sami Zayn, and that, yes, we could still see Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens versus the Usos at WrestleMania, but that it would be Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, and the Usos for a matter of respect rather than revenge. It is clear and it is obvious that there is nobody in WWE right now that has more sympathy and could garner that type of reaction than Sami Zayn on my account. And the question is WWE making a mistake, or would WWE be making a mistake not giving Sami that platform at WrestleMania to possibly challenge the Tribal Chief for the Undisputed Universal Championship? The more I hear it, the more I have to ask myself the question, should Sami win the Rumble? Because the reality of the situation is, Cody Rhodes doesn't necessarily need to win the Royal Rumble. Cody Rhodes has a backup plan for WrestleMania. Drew McIntyre and a rematch with Seth Rollins. Just imagine if Seth Rollins is the one that eliminates Cody Rhodes from the Royal Rumble this Saturday. Then you have the follow-up. Where you could have them go at WrestleMania. And you can have Sami Zayn be the one standing tall at the end of the Royal Rumble on the 28th. And the most intriguing part of the idea is Montreal is the home of Elimination Chamber. Montreal is where the Elimination Chamber will be held this year. And that is the home of Sami Zayn. So what does that mean for the Honorary Uce? It will be held in the Bell Center in Montreal, Quebec. And it is the first Elimination Chamber to take place in Canada. And technically, the third Elimination Chamber... Oh, actually, no, the second one. The first one was last year to take place outside of the United States. The first one was last year at Crown Jewel. The rumors are that Sami will be headlining against Roman Reigns. The rumors are Sami will be headlining Elimination Chamber in Montreal against Roman Reigns. But my question is, what about a contract signing? What about giving Sami the ultimatum to choose his space in the Bloodline or a WWE shot at WrestleMania against the Tribal Chief for the WWE Undisputed Universal Championship? You milk it as long as you can. Sami having to make the choice, and he could make the choice in Montreal, in his hometown of Montreal, Quebec, to choose to fight the tribal chief at WrestleMania. The more I see it, the more I think that Sami should be the one to win the Royal Rumble and fight Roman Reigns, not at Elimination Chamber, not in his hometown, but in Hollywood at WrestleMania. Because the fact of the matter is, if this bloodline story is anything remotely comparable to anything remotely comparable outside of professional wrestling, it is a Hollywood film. That is what this is comparable to, in my opinion. And the fact of the matter is, Sami Zayn deserves his moment in the sun, because nobody has put in more work, except maybe the Usos. And Solo's come along a long way, and I agree with Freddie Prinze Jr. that Solo Sikoa could break away and become a superstar once the bloodline does disband. I mean, the one disadvantage that Solo may have is that if the bloodline does disband, he would not have had the opportunity to spend as much time with the bloodline as he could have. But my point is that the more that tonight showed it, last week showed it, which I will put a tag to the video from Friday night here, that last week showed it, tonight showed it, that Sami Zayn is getting reactions better than most people on the roster and is one of the most popular people in wrestling today. He has more sympathy than anyone else. And the fact of the matter is, my question is, number one, are they turning the Usos too? Because you'll be surprised. I mean, look at the second photo. You'll look at the second photo. And I'll just say it, Jay's the one that came to his defense. The fact of the matter is, Jay's the one that came to his defense. Think about how it was when this angle first started to where we are now. Did you ever think that Jey Uso would be the one to come defend Sami Zayn? That's the turn of events that we're at, and that's where we're at as far as adding another layer to this story. Roman Reigns may have Sami Zayn on thin ice. Solo Sikoa may be a man of mystery and a master of hiding his emotions and the bodyguard, the muscle of the group. But the Usos are the ones that still hold Sami in high regard, and they put up the one. They put up the one to show that they want Sami to stay in the bloodline, and that everyone else in the audience did the same. Everyone else in the audience did the same to create quite a moment. I can't wait to see what this package has when the match does come, Sami versus Roman. But I leave you with this question: is Sami Zayn the one to win the Royal Rumble? If you think Sami's the one, then I ask you now to put up the finger to show that he is the one that will be standing tall at the end of the Royal Rumble on January 28th. I think that I will put up the one right now to say that if there's anyone that deserves the opportunity to fight the tribal chief at WrestleMania, it is Sami Zayn. Because, I mean, people wanted The Rock, but that doesn't mean you can't get a family member. The honorary Us. Imagine the headlines. Put up a 1 if you think Sami is the one to fight Roman at WrestleMania. Is he the only one that can win the Royal Rumble? Let me know down in the comment section below. But for right now, I'm going to leave you with this. You thought it was at a high. The last SmackDown and Raw, they have raised the bar with this story. And it's only going to get better as we approach WrestleMania. We're on the go home to Royal Rumble. Stay tuned for more, because you never know what's going to happen next.